Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Wednesday, December the 1st. Ian Cameron, Ski Prophet, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, ready for the Wednesday NBA slate. We got 9 games on tap, so let's get right into it. Of course, we do want to mention briefly, it was the big game last night. Phoenix, Golden State, great job by the Suns getting the win. No Booker, no problem in the second half. CP3 took over, was just tremendous. Barkley wasn't kidding when he said he's one of the best mid-range jump shot players in the sport that I've seen. You're right. Just the little mid-range game for Chris Paul, it's like money. The way he makes those shots, just outstanding. The passing, of course, finding the open teammates. You know it's your night when Landry Shamet's making big clutch 3-pointers for you. And that was the case for the Phoenix Suns last night. Rallying the troops after Devin Booker got hurt in that game. They get the win over Golden State. It was a great night of basketball. The Knicks-Nets game was terrific. So was the other TNT game, Suns and Warriors. So great night of hoops last night. Let's see if we can give you a great night of hoops and bets and picks here for Wednesday. Let's start with Minnesota and Washington. We've got Washington 4.5, 5-point home favorites, 216 the total in this game. The big news here is that there's some illnesses running through. It looks like flu. I think it's non-COVID flu. I think this is just regular. This does still exist, people. Regular flu, normal illnesses. It does still exist in our world. And it looks like Minnesota's got this right now with McDaniels, Jalen Noel, and Anthony Edwards all dealing with it and questionable to play tonight. So it does concern you a little bit. Washington comes into this game off a drubbing at the hands of the Spurs a couple nights ago, 116-99. Ugly loss for them. Certainly from a spot perspective, you would think Washington chomping at the bit to bounce back here. It looks like there's a chance Minnesota's shorthanded tonight. So kind of understand why Washington's taking the money. I still don't think I'm going to lay 5 though, because of the way Washington's been kind of playing lately. Not as good in recent games, to be honest with you. They've kind of gone through a slide, 3-5 in their last 8 games. But I understand the concern for Minnesota with the illness running through the team at the moment. What do you think here, Ski? Minnesota, Washington.
Yeah, Minnesota has won 7 of their last 8 games. Washington 3-5 their last 8, and Washington is -4. I just kind of feel like the line is kind of telling in this game. Just looking at last 5 game stats, Washington's been the better rebounding team. They've been the better offensive team. And when you have guys like Anthony Edwards on the injury report, I don't want to bet the Timberwolves. So I would only bet probably Washington for this game.
All right, Dutch, what do you think here? T-Wolves and Wizards.
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. You know it's West Coast Wednesday, and the NBA is a hell of a drug. And you looking at the plugs. Yeah, man. Hey, be sure to hit the motherfucking like button, just like I hit that motherfucking plane. What was it? Alien pie, alien OG moon pie, some crazy shit, bro. It wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. Get you right where you need to be, though. Share the video if you can. Muchly appreciated. Felix, J. Peasy, Colorado Bull, my guy. New guy in the chat. I see you. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. This game's a motherfucking backwood. All the bullshit aside, too many question marks. Backwood this motherfucker. Yeah, man.
There you go. Nice and simple. I agree. This is a tough one. Tough one to read with everything that's going on. Minnesota, Washington, what do you think, Wham?
Yeah, I really love the new backwood animation. I just can't say it enough. I think this is a backwood as well, but I do like Wizards here in this spot, even though they have been bad offensively, 25th in offensive rating over the last 5 games. I think they may be able to bounce back against this T-Wolves team, like you said, without Edwards. That's a big piece out of this lineup here. So the only way I would be looking is betting the Wizards. But other than that, it's a backwood.
I don't know if I can give it to you on that one. That's a lot of talking. But I'll give it to you.
I'm just saying.
All right, there we go. See,
said I wanted
Christmas season show.
Hey, that's an exotic backwood is really what he's trying to say.
Yeah. You gotta be giving.
He really want to hit that motherfucker.
Yeah. All right, Atlanta, Indiana. We got Indiana 1.5 point home favorites, 218.5 the total in this game. The Hawks figured out how to win on the road. They have 2 road wins in a row, San Antonio and Memphis, but they came back home and they lost to the Knicks, which was kind of surprising. Knicks were shorthanded that night, and they ended up losing Atlanta to that Knicks team 99-90. They'll look to bounce back here in this game against Indiana, who just continue to fall short. They've lost back-to-back to the Bucks and the Timberwolves. Just a really, really poor run for them. 2-7 in their last 9 games. That's straight up that they're 2-7 in their last 9 games. So, at this point in time, it's difficult to want to back this team at the moment. Bogdanovich is out. Hunter's out for Atlanta. Cam Reddish looks like he's also a game-time decision with a wrist injury. So you do have some concerns here for the Hawks. Miles Turner sat out against Minnesota with an illness. He's still not feeling great, questionable for this game tonight. I'm not ready to lay anything with Indiana at the moment. I would lean to the Atlanta side, 1.5, especially coming off a no-show against New York. And I would go over the total of 218, especially if Miles Turner's a no-go. Worse defense, more pace. So that's the way I would go. Lean Hawks, lean over here. Ski, what do you think? Hawks, Pacers.
I can understand and look towards the over. Like you said, I'm in complete agreement as far as how Miles Turner is going to affect the total from the Pacers side. I go back and forth on this game from the side perspective. Indiana, they've been playing better defense than the Hawks lately. And this is another thing. I mean, as far as rebounding, like I want Turner and Sabonis. I know Sabonis can hold his own, but I don't know. I can't play this game. I go back and forth. Hawks have 3 days rest. They've won, like you said, 2 games in a row on the road. But the thing not to like for the Hawks is they're missing majority of their wing players. Hunter, I think Reddish, and Bogdanovich. So I'm going to be off. I'm not mad at anybody who wants to take either side, really.
Yeah, and that's exactly why it's a pick 'em. It's definitely, you can make a case for either side here. Dutch, do you make a case for either side? Atlanta, Indiana.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to my guy Ski with the, with the Suns hoodie, it's bright as a motherfucker. It's a beautiful thing, I will say. But all that said, Ski, you make a very good, appealing argument for the Pacers, and then say, either side. You got no Bogdanovich, you got no Hunter, Cam Reddish is very questionable. I don't believe he'll play. These are 2 starters and probably your 6-7 best man off the bench. Coming off the bench. That's a lot to be missing. I will say the Pacers haven't been playing great basketball, but they are 4-2 ATS in their last 6 and 5-1 ATS in their last 6 at the house as a favorite. So pretty solid in this spot. The -1 pick 'em, whatever, so slight favorite. But in this matchup, personally, I believe the Hawks are, not a very good team on the road. We already know that. The Pacers, I think, are a team that's underachieved a little bit better. They're not the San Antonio Spurs if we're talking about last week when we backed the Hawks on the road. I don't believe this is the same case here. And I believe, obviously, the injuries are big here. But in this meetings, the Hawks are 0-8 ATS in their last 8, against road dogs. But in the last 3 meetings, they're 1-2 ATS. They've allowed the Pacers to shoot 53.7% from the field. They can't stop these guys. They've been able to do whatever they want. They're 2-9 straight up in the last 11 meetings versus the Pacers. 0-7 straight up in their last 7 in Indiana. Excuse me. So I pretty much just believe it's fucking Pacers all the way. Early tonight, often it's gonna be gold-blooded. It's a Pacers spot, believe it. I mentioned that they've been actually playing pretty well actually at the house of late. And covering the numbers. So I don't this at a very easy. This is just asking the Pacers to win, and they will do that tonight.
All right, Pacers it is for Dutch. Wham. How about you, Atlanta, Indiana?
Yeah, I can see the case for the Pacers here, but it may be a McMillan revenge spot here. He's looking to win his 700 career win of his coaching career here. I think the Hawks did kind of show us that they can show up in the on the road. But again, like you guys said, man, come on, they're missing a lot of guys for the Hawks. It's kind of tough to back, but they have 3 days rest, so they have been rested here in this spot. The only issue that I have is that you're getting some really good defense. From the Indiana Pacers over the last 5 games. They're number 1 in holding opponents behind the arc. It's kind of tough to go against it, but I did make a stab here. I dropped a half a unit on Trae Young to go over 2.5 3-point makes. This hit 9 out of the last 12 times. I think he needs to be the guy to make the shots without these guys in the lineup, so I did take that.
Yeah, I will be on the over in this game for sure. I'm looking at it more in the series history. 238, 246, 259 total points in the 3 meetings head-to-head in 2021 between Atlanta, Indiana. A lot of points. So That's the way I would go here over the
Missing
total.
out on money, Felix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Denver,
man.
Denver, Orlando. We got Denver's 8-point road favorites, 207 the total. We'll see if they can get Jokic out of the club the other night and on the plane to Orlando for this game, because it looked like he was having a pretty damn good time. Well, why not? You're going to have a good time anywhere you are when they're singing the national anthem of your home country for you right there in the club like they did after the big win against Miami. It was the perfect kind of situation for Denver, a struggling team. They get their MVP back. And they put the boots pretty well to the Miami Heat in that game, 120 to 111, a closer final score than really the game flow indicated. Denver was leading by double digits most of the game. Now they play this Orlando team. I'm a little bit hesitant. Like, I don't want Orlando. I don't. I'm not back in Orlando, although they will have Cole Anthony back. He's missed the last 6 games, and we know how important he is offensively here to the Orlando Magic. Because a lot of the offense was through Suggs, who's now out, and Franz Wagner has really carried a lot of the offensive load lately for the Magic, especially with Cole Anthony out the last few games. But now Anthony's back. You get, obviously his offense is important for the Magic to try to stay competitive. So I do worry about the spot too for Denver. Obviously they had a good time the other night. They beat Miami. It's a kind of a flat spot maybe for them against Orlando, because you look at what they've got after this on this road trip. They got the Knicks, they got the Bulls. 2 pretty big time road games against Eastern Conference opponents, and this feels like not so important compared to those 2 games. So I'd be worried a little about laying 8, but it's still a situation where Jokic and the Nuggets could still win and cover if they're even the least bit focused, because it's definitely matchup advantages for them. This is another I would lean slightly to the over with in this game. Denver's trended that way, 5 straight overs for them. Now Orlando's gone the other way, 5 straight unders. They haven't hit 100 points in any of those games, but guess what? All those games were without Cole Anthony. You look back to the last game he played for Orlando, 115, 113 against Brooklyn over the total, 129, 111 against Atlanta over the total. The last time Cole Anthony was on the floor for Orlando. So the over's probably the bet I'd be most interested in this game, rather than laying the points with Denver, even though I lean that way. I just don't love the spot enough for the Nuggets tonight. What do you think here, Ski? Nuggets and Magic?
Yeah, I feel like, you did enough talking on this game. I'm going to go ahead and it's a backwood for me.
There you go, backwood.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like I'm expressing the concerns with the side that Ski has, and I'm sure many of us have with this game. It's Denver should roll, but they had the big win. They partied after, and they got bigger games coming up. So how focused are they for 48 minutes on Orlando? And we see it the other night against Philly. If you're not focused on Orlando for a full 48 minutes, they can sneak up on you. And that's exactly what the Magic did against the Sixers the other night. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, shout out to our star child, Moses. I see you. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day at work, my dude. I seen that. Yeah, man. This is a clear motherfucking backwood. I ain't gonna lie though. I got that feeling that the Magic will cover tonight, but I'm not gonna bet it. So backwood this bitch.
Yeah, definitely. It's possible. And again, Anthony being back helps them a lot, especially at the offensive end. They might actually get 100 points tonight, and it's been a while. It's hard to imagine a team in the NBA these days held less than 100 points for as many games in a row as Orlando has, but maybe finally they snapped that tonight.
Andrew had Gary Harris over 9.5 points. I ain't mad at that revenge spot against his boys, but I ain't fucking with that game, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind. I always like that angle, so I wouldn't talk anybody out of that Gary Harris point prop tonight. All right, Wham, anything here?
Yeah, I do got to play here. It's Wendell Carter to record a double-double at plus 200. He's averaging 10.6 rebounds at the house, 16 points when he's playing at home in 9 games. Again, this is a flat spot. Again, I agree with Ian. This is a flat spot for the Nuggets. I do think that they are going to cover here with Cole Anthony in the lineup. Last 5 games, they were ranked. Without him in the lineup, they're ranked 30th, dead last in offensive rating. It's only ways going up here with the Cole Anthony in the lineup. So I like the double-double. It only missed by 2 points last game. He shot 0 for 6 and from 3 last game as well. I don't think that's going to happen again. Wendell Carter, double-double, plus 200. That's the way I'm going.
All right, there we go. All right, Philly and Boston. Here we go. Good game here. 2.5 3-point home favorites for the Celtics. Total down from 210.5 to 207. So there's been some under money coming in here in this game. The Sixers now, that's 2 games back with Joel Embiid. So you got to think now this is going to be game number 3 for him since returning from his COVID-19 absence. So you're going to think he's going to get better, stronger with each game. It hasn't been pretty for the Sixers. They lost to Minnesota in overtime. They blew out Orlando early and then fell asleep with a big lead in the second half the other night. So we'll see if they can rally the troops here. I think this is a game that, though, you'll get a good effort from Philly here in this one. You look at Boston, they beat Toronto in their last game. You still look at the Celtics and you see where's the performances against good competition. I haven't seen it. They get blown out by Brooklyn. They get blown out by Atlanta. I find they struggle against better teams, and I don't know. I don't trust the Celtics as favorites here. And you look at the lineup tonight, Jaylen Brown is going to be a game-time decision here, questionable for the Celtics with a hamstring injury. It looks like they're going to have Robert Williams available, which is good. And there was also some concern for the status of Dennis Schroeder going into this game, battling an ongoing ankle issue, ankle sprain. But it looks like Schroeder is going to be available and in the lineup for the Celtics tonight in this game. But I'm not laying with Boston here. I like Philly here, +2.5, +3 of it. Third game back for Embiid. Shake off the rust. Boston hasn't beaten enough quality foes this year for my liking, especially now laying points. Give me Philly here, +2.5, +3. Ski, what do you think? Sixers, Celtics?
I think I disagree on this one. I don't feel super strong, but for one, Celtics have 2 days rest. They're at the house. And I just feel like I trust them a little bit more right now. I don't know. And like I said plenty of times on this show, Celtics have been the one team year after year that, I get wrong. Every time I pick the Celtics, the opposite team wins. When I bet against them, Celtics win. But if I had to pick this one, I would take the rest of Celtics at the house. And with the total, I probably agree with the direction it's going. Celtics aren't going to play fast. Number 5 defensive rated team over the last 5 games. And Sixers, you get Embiid back. You get Matisse Thybulle back. I think that helps their defense as well. So lean Celtics, lean under.
All right, lean Celtics and lean under. Sixers, by the way, won 3 in a row head-to-head against Boston, covered 4 straight, and one of them was a Boston win by 4. So Boston has had a tough time, and the only win was by 4. So that's the dicey part. Hopefully, if they win, it's by 1 or 2 tonight, and I'll be happy. What do you think, Dutch? Celtics hosting the Sixers?
Yeah, shout out to our guy THC Rizza, Dan Kelly. I see you in the chat. Appreciate you joining us, my guy. Yeah, man. Be sure to hit the motherfucking like button real quick. Though, we need to get to that hundo. Mando, we like to do that live, so let's do that real quick, muchly appreciated. And of course, share the video if you can. This game from a side perspective, to be honest with you, it's like an exotic backwood. I don't really see why you'd want to bet this game. If you did, I would probably lean the Sixers with the points because we know how I feel about Boston. But I do believe there is money to be made in this game in the prop market, and I am going to be treading lightly. But these 2 props, tread lightly in the prop market after last night's bullshit. But these 2 props do stand out for me. I can't scare money, don't make no motherfucking money. So we about to, pull the fuck up. We like Robert. We like Williams. Over 7.5 rebounds. That's all they got on us right now. Plus 105. I have to bet that. That's automatic. We've talked about it over and over. He's averaging 9 and 9. I mean, he had 16 and 22 minutes last time he fucking was on the court. He hasn't played in 3 games. Should be well rested. Seen a little interview. Looked like he was. Didn't look down at all. Looked like he was up, ready to rock and roll. So I expect dope. You know me. I'm easy 10 if he's on the court getting his minutes. Easy 10 boards. Probably take a look at a double, whatever you want to do. Over 7.5 plus 105. That's good money. Also touched on a little bit on Jimmy showing the chat a little bit. Embiid gonna eat tonight. These numbers against Boston is fucking unbelievable. As long as this game is not a blowout, he will get 30 points. Over 23.5. Minus 110. My guy Ray Charles is on it. This shit is good money. It's easy money. 30-plus points the last 6 meetings versus Boston. He's went over this number the last 7 meetings versus the Boston Celtics. They got nothing for the guy. You touched on it, Ian, getting a little bit healthy after his 3 minutes. What he's coming out, 45 minutes played, 42 points, 21 free throw attempts from my guy Joel Embiid. That's what I'm looking for. That's what he will bring to Beantown tonight. Look for Joel Embiid to have a 30-plus night, and I definitely would lean Boston from a side perspective, the fucking Boston 2-8 last 8, the Sixers are the Sixers 2-8 ATS last 8 against Beantown. The other way, you know what I'm saying? So it's been Sixers all the way in this matchup. So it's hard for me to even bet Boston, even when it looks that way. So yeah, I'd only lean Sixers, but the props are good money, believe it.
Yeah, a lot of good props. A lot of them you mentioned, Dutch, make a lot of sense, definitely, with those props for this game. Wham, how about you, Sixers Celtics?
Shout out to my guy Dutch with that Robert Williams rebound prop. I love that play as well. But I'm on a prop here in this game as well. I think the props are good in this game, and I do lean Boston as well. So that might be a consistent play if we all going in that direction, if I'm not mistaken. But I like Marcus Smart to go over his assist total. He's went over this 5.5 assist total 10 of the last 12 times. It's at plus 118 right now. Available there. So that's the play that I made here in this game. I just think Marcus Smart continues to be the playmaker, especially with all these guys coming back. It's going to be a lot of swinging the ball.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, real quick. I got a little excited about my guy, Joan B, because I do believe it's good money. But in this matchup, they played 3 times, obviously, last year. Sixers handled them 3-0 ATS. Average margin winning by 10. So, I'm just saying, like, tread lightly with the Celtics. They're not very trustworthy. So I wouldn't be rushing to the motherfucking window with the Celtics.
I would agree with that. All right, next up, we've got Cleveland and Miami. Miami down to 3-point home favorites at 206 a total. Now, before you think that this is the steal of the century, laying only 3 points with Miami against Cleveland, Miami's a banged up and wounded mess right now. You better believe that. Jimmy Butler missed the game against Denver where they got blown out in that game. He's questionable. You've got Bam Adebayo, of course, awful news for him in that game against Denver on Monday night. Torn UCL. So unfortunate injury for him, and now needing surgery. He's going to be out for at least a month and a half, 6 weeks. So big blow to the Heat, losing Wham Bam Adebayo. He's been absolutely outstanding for the Heat. And when you look at it, they're banged up at the 5 spot right now. That center position is just gutted and riddled right now with injuries. It's Markieff Morris out. Of course, now it's Bam out for 6 weeks. Dwayne Dedmon is a game time decision tonight. What are we going to do? Are we going to have to bring out of the closet that old man Winter, 41-year-old Udonis Haslem, to get him some minutes tonight for the Miami Heat? Is that what we're looking at now in the center spot going into? I mean, they are just gutted right now at the 5 spot, the Miami Heat. So that's a concern. There is one bit of good news. And it's the only bit of good news because Bam's out, Morris is out, Dedmon's questionable, Butler's questionable. Tyler Hero will play. That is the good news. And they need a hero right now, big time, to step up. And that would be the obvious bet for me in this game with Hero playing his points for him. He's got to shoulder the offensive load a lot more now. Not that he hasn't already, but it's going to be even more important for Tyler Hero to make shots for this team with all the absences, and even more if Jimmy Butler is once again out for this Miami team tonight. And on the other side of the fence, you got a Cleveland team that all they do is they cash tickets as underdogs. So I understand the money coming in on Cleveland with Miami banged up. If you got a good, it's one of those situations though I don't want to recommend it at +3. I don't. Like if you got a good number on it at 7, 6, even earlier in the day when it was a better number, I would have said great bet. But now it's at 3. I'm not as interested in Cleveland. I'm probably going to pass the game, but I will look at Hero props, and I'll look at Jared Allen props. 100% right. I mean, look at this Miami front court. It is a mash unit. It is a absolute shit show, the front court, the center spot. This should be a game for Jared Allen to absolutely go crazy and have a big night. Points and rebounds, double-double, all of those Jared Allen props make a ton of sense to me with this ravaged center spot and front court for the Miami Heat right now. Ski, what do you think here, Cleveland, Miami?
Yeah, I mean, the way that the line is dropped is, hard to go take the ass into the line with Cleveland, but I agree with you. I mean, I played on Jared Allen, I think last time I was on the show. He's been pretty consistent since he's been back in the lineup. If you're getting a decent number on his points, last time it was 13.5, I'll go over that. 14.5 if it's even, I'll go over that. And Miami's usually a good rebounding team, but you're missing one of the main guys. So if you want to go rebounds too, I'm not mad at that either. For myself, if I was playing this game, it would be Jared Allen points.
All right, Jared Allen, liking those props for him tonight as well. Like I'm serious. This is red alert time for Miami with the front court tonight. You're down to Tucker, you're down to Omer, you're at 7, and 41-year-old Udonis Haslem. That's what you're down to on the depth chart right now in the front court for this. That's if Dedmon doesn't play. So you could be down Dedmon, could be down. You are down Adebayo, you're down Morris. That's who you're looking at rocking with in that center spot potentially. A slew of those guys. That's a problem. Dutch, what do you think here? Cleveland, Miami.
Yeah, man. Nathan Cerner, shout out to my guy. Hundo is Mando. Yeah, man. Hit the motherfucking like button like we about to hit these motherfuckers straight over the head. Everything y'all said I agree with. Allen, all that. So we just back with this motherfucker. Keep it moving. Yeah, you muted in.
All right, Wham, Cavs and Heat.
Yeah, I took the plus 7.5 last night. I took the plus 2.5 on Jimmy's show first half. Kind of sitting good right there. I do like the Darius Garland 3-point make prop. They've been giving up the I believe it's 28th most 3-point makes in the league over the last 5 games. The Heat are missing a lot of guys. I think there's going to be a lot of shooting going on in Cleveland there. I do like Cleveland to just win outright, honestly, but that's it. That's the only way I go. But yeah, keep it going, man. Backwood, that shit. I guess a lot for a backwood though, huh? Big show.
The 7.5 is a beautiful thing, though. I was trying to get it on one of my books. I couldn't get it, and then it went to 4.5, and just so many questions. But good shit with that, bro.
For sure.
Dallas, New Orleans. Dallas 3.5, 4-point road favorites. 217 the total. The rambling man that is Ian Cameron doesn't do this very often, but backwood this thing right now. Dallas, New Orleans. Get it up there right now.
The extended one.
I have nothing to say. I want no part of laying points with Dallas, and I'm done betting against New Orleans because, look, they're actually covering some numbers lately. So I want no part of either team. I don't trust either team. I don't want to back either team. I don't want to bet against either team in this spot tonight. Pass. All right, Ski, go ahead.
I wouldn't pick Dallas. Dallas has only won one of their last 6 games. I know Porzingis upgraded to probable, but I just don't really trust them. Pelicans have looked kind of good lately. I can see Valanciunas having success again in this game, and Pelicans 6-3 as a home dog. This has been the role that you want them in. So if I had to play this one, it would be Pelicans plus 3.5 points.
All right, lean to the Pelicans. And yeah, I mean, that was an alarming no-show from the happy for us. I think we all liked Cleveland against Dallas the other night. But it was a brutal game from Dallas. And once they got behind, they just gave up. And that's alarming to see that. Maybe this Jason Kidd experiment as a coach is going to fail like it did in some other spots as well. It's starting to maybe look like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have gone that route. I know he's in that top 75th anniversary team as a player, Jason Kidd. Doesn't mean he makes you a good coach all the time. What do you think, Dutch, here, Pelicans and Mavs?
Yeah, shout out to our guy, Jared T. Yeah, man, Ski, well, to counter what you say, bro, like, I don't trust the motherfucking Pelicans. So, I don't know, this is a no trust game. This is a clear backwood to me. But, I will say, if you like the Pelicans, bet them first half. I think they'll probably show up first half here. But in the meeting, 6-2 ATS, the Mavs are last 8 meetings, 7-1 straight up in the last 8. Look at the motherfucking Don, find a way to get this W. I'm gonna stay off, but that's the way I would look at it. It's clear, yeah. You're right, top shelf. Backwood, this motherfucking man.
Yeah. It's a real backwood when I'm endorsing a backwood.
I just had to get at.
Right away. I didn't even say a thing about this game, not a fucking word. Just backwood, and right away, it's a shit show waiting to happen.
I just had to get at Ski because you sound pretty confident about them Pelicanos, man. I don't know.
Hey, it's mostly a fade of Dallas.
Yeah, I want to do it too, but it's like, I could bet them first half, but it's hard. It's hard to bet. It's like betting the Magic's Day. Look like it, but it's hard to put your hard-earned money on that bitch.
You can laugh all you want about the Pelicans, and they've had a dreadful season for the most part, but they've played better ball the last 4 or 5 games. And for all the talk about how bad they've been, Dallas is only 4-6. That's straight up on the road this year. 4-6.
They are 4-1 to the number though. ATS last 5 on the road, so
Yeah, but now they're in a roll. They got to win by margin on the road, and they're only won 4 games out of 10 on the road. That's the problem with Dallas in this kind of point spread range. What do you think here, Wham? Dallas, New Orleans.
So Dallas, the last 5 games, ranked 23rd in opposing points in the paint. We know Big Val has an advantage here tonight, coming off of a crazy night, hitting 7 consecutive threes. And they're ranked 4th in points in the paint over the last 5 games. The Pelicans is. I think it's just a good spot for the Pelicans, bro. I just think they're going to be able to do it. But like my guy Dustin did say, I said this on Jimmy's show as well earlier, it could be just a Luka day and he just holds it down himself. He could just hold this matchup alone and just carry the team on his back. But as far as the advantage there, I think Big Val over 18.5 points, maybe get 21, you know what I'm saying, just to get a little plus money. I think that's the play to go.
All right, we got a rematch next up. Houston and Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City 2.5-point home favorites, 215.5 the total in this one. I mean, handicapping 101 usually tells you, hey, you got to back the team that lost the last meeting. That's OKC at home, and we're talking about a Houston team that's 0-11 straight up on the road. They haven't won on the road yet this year, the Houston Rockets, and they're in a price range here where they're just about going to have to win the game if you're going to win betting them tonight. The Houston Rockets. That being said, this is not just a knee-jerk, just flock to betting OKC for me, because Houston is, 3 in a row that they've looked impressive. They beat Chicago, a really good team. They beat Charlotte in overtime, and Charlotte's played better lately. And then they pretty much cruised to victory against OKC the other night. They're playing good. Christian Wood has been outstanding. Wood is good right now for the Houston Rockets. He's played well. I've been impressed with what we've seen from him in the last few games. And even Jalen Green out, I thought would be a big deal. He's out, of course, with the left hamstring injury. Not so much. Kevin Porter, is a guy that's had triple-double in the win against the Thunder on Monday night. He's done a solid job overall, just giving you a little bit of everything. The nights he's not shot, he's giving you the rebounds. He's dished the ball as well. So I've been impressed with Houston, and I haven't said that very often. But I've been impressed with Houston these last 3 games. So I kind of want to take OKC, and I don't trust Houston to win on the road, which they have not done yet this year. But you got to acknowledge that Silas's crew is playing some better ball the last 3 games, and not just doing it against bad teams, doing it against some good competition, some better teams as well. So it's probably going to be a pass for me. Ski, what do you think here? Rockets, Thunder.
Last game, I had a pretty good one with the Rockets. This one, I kind of don't want to touch it. If I had to, I probably would pick the team that has won, 3 in a row now, versus the team who's lost, 6 in a row. I'll just stick with the team that's playing better. But, I have different situations that like both sides here. I will say, though, if I'm probably going to play, I like KPJ. I mean, I talked about him a lot in my last breakdown on part of a big reason why I like the Rockets. And he's sharing the ball well. He was rebounding well against them even. And he's stopping turning the ball over. So I would play on him, whether it's over his assist prop. Last time it was 6.5 at plus money. He got 10. Or if you want to go rebounds and assists, I know last time it was 11.5 and he had about 20. So I like KPJ tonight.
All right, there we go. Kevin Porter. I get to have a big night here for the Rockets. Someone in the chat liking the over. You know what? You would expect OKC to be better than 16% from 3-point range, 36% overall, especially now with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander back. You just didn't get much from Giddey and Dort. And Giddey and Dort have been the 2 guys that have really been the supporting cast offensively to SGA. And you'd expect back on their home floor for them to shoot better. And what's funny about that game being under the first meeting is Houston didn't even shoot it particularly great. Only 33% from the field, 42% overall. So I think both of these teams have much better shooting nights in them potentially tonight. So I don't hate anybody liking the over here. And the total has gone up in this game, 211 to 216, 5-point move toward that over. What do you think, Dutch? Rockets, Thunder.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to our guy, Dan Kelly, and our guy, the Community of Knowledge, with the very kind words. Muchly appreciated from both y'all, man. Salute. Yeah, man. This game, man, I don't know how y'all both do it, man. Back with this motherfucker. Please, sir. Real quick, back with this motherfucker.
Yeah, Giddey out.
Man.
Thank you for
there we go. There we go, Carlos. Yeah, you already know, Carlos. Backward with an exclamation point. Yeah, man.
I think it's time after a rough night the other night against Houston, where he was 7 points, 3 for 10 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3-point range. And I've stayed off the prop lately with Lou Dort, but I think tonight's the night to get back on this, to do an Aerosmith. Back in the saddle again with Lou Dort here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's time, I think, to get back on that prop tonight with his point total. Back home after a subpar game. So I kind of like that one a bit here from a player prop standpoint. All right, Wham, Houston OKC.
Great segue in. I'm definitely feeling the Lou Dort prop. I'm going back to the well with the 2.5 threes. It's not official play. I dropped a half a unit on it, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something. It's not official here. But, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, I do like it a lot. But it moved to plus money. Obviously, it was a favorite when we were backing it, going at it there. Right now, it's at plus 110. Did move a little bit in the favor of us here, so I did like that. But other than that, this is kind of would be a backwood. But I would say, when I was on Jimmy's show, Guy Sam gave a great stat when OKC plays another team that they previous played. There's 16 straight wins there. And as far as the on the other side, like you mentioned, Ian, these guys haven't won in the West on the road this whole time all year as far as the Rockets. So playing on the road is a different beast for them. Let's see how that happens there for them in this game. But I'll stay away. I'm only on Lou Dort, sprinkled a little bit on it. So that's how I am.
Sprinkle me, Mike.
All right, yeah, I did karaoke Bobana next time he goes to Vegas. We're making it happen for sure. Charlotte, Milwaukee. We've got Milwaukee 8.5, 9-point home favorites, 230.5, 231. The total in this game. Certainly, we expect points in any Charlotte game all of a sudden, because remember we talked about how they were trending under the total for a while, playing some better defense, and now all of a sudden the last 3 games, 248 total points with Minnesota. 289 against Houston, although that was an overtime game, and then 252 against Chicago a couple nights ago, a 113-119 loss to the Bulls. So all of a sudden, 3 straight overs here for the Charlotte Hornets. You got to think there's going to be an onus on them to bounce back here. They've now dropped back-to-back games after really a great run of basketball that they were playing. Obviously the team wasn't very happy. Borrego saying we got to figure it out with the defense. It's a long season. Good teams we're playing against. Obviously disappointed the last game. Disappointed in our defense tonight. We've got to correct it. I don't know. I just got a funny feeling. Now the Bucks have started to pour it on and look like more like at least the team that won the championship last year. 4-0 straight up. 4-0 against the spread their last 4 games. 2 of those were against nobodies, Detroit and Orlando. But last 2 games, they beat up Denver pretty good, although no Jokic in that game. And then Indiana 118-100, and Indiana's kind of struggling. I get just a sneaking suspicion, guys, that Charlotte's going to hang around in this game. I'm leaning to them +9. They're talking about, embarrassing defensive effort against the Bulls, that they want to be better here. Now, will they be is another question entirely. But I do think you're going to get Charlotte's best and a much better effort here from them tonight. And maybe that's enough here at +9 to hang in there. But I still got my concerns with Milwaukee laying bigger points against some, better teams on their schedule. I mean, they've really been facing the weak lately outside of even Denver, no Jokic, Indiana struggling. Before that, Detroit, Orlando twice, Oklahoma City, the up and down Lakers. I mean, it's not been a strong, tough strength of schedule lately for the Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm looking for reasons to back the Hornets here, +9 tonight. Ski, what do you think, Charlotte, Milwaukee?
I like Milwaukee early here, and I mean Charlotte 7, 14, and 2 against the spread in the first half. I think that's the worst as far as against the spread. But they're bottom 5 in first half margin at -3.9. Bucks are number 1, +5.2. Bucks have covered 9 of their last 10 first halves, and Bucks are well rested coming into this game. They have 2 days off. I think Bucks first half -5 is the bet to make here. Just stay away from, Charlotte sometimes Charlotte sometimes they'll play that pesky role and fight in the second half. So just cut the game in half, get in and get out.
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. Charlotte's been a better second half team all year, for the most part. I mean, a lot of their best 24 minutes of ball have come after halftime, not before halftime. So definitely a great thing to point out regarding the Hornets, just their pattern of play throughout the course of the year so far. Dutch, anything for you here? Charlotte, Milwaukee.
Yeah, man. Our guy Ski finally seeing clearly in Milwaukee. There we go. Absolutely. First half, fear the motherfucking deer, -5. Guys in our chat, Eduardo's on it. Someone also in the chat said 15-6, I believe, ATS. The Bucks are first half. I love this. They're 7-0 ATS last 7 first half. The Hornets 1-3 ATS last 4 first halves. Ski touched on a little bit longer, but the Hornets just aren't a good road team. They're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 on the road, 2-9 ATS on the last 11 on the road. The Hornets just aren't trustworthy on the road. They will be light without Plumlee. Won't be able to defend that paint. Giannis should eat, but I could see this being a blowout. The Hornets could come out second half maybe and keep it close. Maybe you get in that back door with the 9. But I'd be scared of the props here. I expect Giannis to do his thing just simply because I do think this could be an easy blowout. But yeah, I love the Bucks here. Fear the motherfucking deer. First half -5. Get in and get out, like my boy Ski said. Let's get that money, man.
All right, Wham. What do you think, Hornets, Bucks?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. You want to cut this game for sure in half. First quarter stats for the Hornets. They're ranked 30th, dead last in opposing points, giving up 31 points so far this season. Definitely want to stay away from that there. I think the early spot is the way to go for sure. Other than that, I did take the LaMelo Ball double-double at plus money, plus even money. I think you're getting right now. Right now it's even money, but that's the way I will be going. LaMelo Ball double-double or the early spot for the Bucks, man. That's just cashing. As far as LaMelo Ball as well, he's almost averaging a triple-double, so you don't know if it's going to be rebounds or assists. He can either do one or the other. He's going to get the 10 points, though.
All right, we got the final game now on this Wednesday slate, Sacramento Kings, LA Clippers. The Clippers 5.5, 6-point home favorites at Staples, 215 the total in this one. And we're going to do it again. This is 2 on the same show for me, a backwood. No interest in either of these sides right now. I'm staying away from the Clippers. Like, you get embarrassed by the Pelicans at home. Like, come on, man.
Ian's going to break Twitter with all these backwoods.
Yeah, the other night. I mean, just absolutely a brutal performance from them. And now no Paul George. That's correct. No Nick Batum still for the Clippers. I want no part of them laying points. But do I trust Sacramento enough to want to back them? No, I don't. They just got drilled last night by the Lake Show, 117-92. Not with Alvin Gentry, not with this roster, not with Harrison Barnes maybe out again. And he's been one of their more reliable scorers. Missed the last 3 games with a right foot sprain. Their offense hasn't been quite the same without him. Believe it or not, I'm usually the king, no pun intended, of Sacramento overs. But I can't bet them over right now because they've kind of slumped offensively, and Clippers don't score enough for me. So it's just a game side or total. I can't make heads or tails of it, flat out. What do you think here, Ski? Anything here, Kings and Clippers?
Yeah, no Paul George for the Clippers. Back on the load management, I guess, over there. And for Sacramento, I didn't see it officially, but I know Bagley was on the injury report, Barnes was on there, and Harkless. So a lot of guys potentially out tonight. I think the way I play it, and I'm not going to play it just because, the guy you mentioned, Ian, Alvin Gentry, I know it happened last night, but I really don't want to take unders in his games. He wants them to get up and down the court, take quick shots, and he likes to play with pace. But you're missing a lot of points if all these guys are out. So I'm torn, and I'm just going to stay away here.
Good idea. That's exactly what I thought. Torn on the side, torn on the total. No need to get involved. Dutch, what do you think? Sacramento, LA Clippers.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to our guy, Mark Nick. I see you. Vitalis, I see you, my guy. Lil Mo. Hey, yeah, man. I got to get the pedicures, bro. I got the orange cucumber going. Hey, that's some exotic shit. I ain't gonna lie. The shit was fire. It was a little crazy when they started smashing my toes and calves with them oranges. Hey, but I guess it's good for you, bro. I ain't gonna be mad at it. They hit me with the high rocks. It's a beautiful thing. But this game right here, clear motherfucking backwood. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's this is one of those games. If the Clippers win by double digits, are you shocked? No. If the Kings win the goddamn game outright, would you be shocked? Not really. Not me. Not after what I saw the other night against the Pelicans. There's just so much that could happen in this game. So many different possibilities, and usually when you've got those, you don't want to necessarily get involved from a betting standpoint. Wham, how about you here? Sacramento Clippers.
Yeah, it's tough without Paul George. I mean, you would expect them to have some type of bounce back ability here, but without Paul George, you don't want to go ahead and take this. Maybe it's a prop spot here. Maybe Tyrese Halliburton has a good game here because he's been slumping. This is a good opportunity for him to do some things, especially with guys out of the lineup if they are. That's the only way I probably would go here, man. It's Tyrese Halliburton. But other than that, this is a backwood for sure. Not even exotic, man. It's that dirt Reggie bullshit.
That bullshit, Reggie, Florida boo boo. Yeah, man.
I don't want to rip our boy Ty Lue too much here, but at the same point in time, isn't this a little strange? You're picking tonight to rest George, just a little bit here. Like you're off just getting embarrassed by the Pelicans. Isn't this a game where I know it's Sacramento, but don't you have to get back in the win column and feel good? Can't you pick another game for him to have this little load management crap? And this rest game, I mean, my gosh, don't you need some good vibes, some good feelings, some confidence to return to the group.
Maybe Gentry is food to him. He's like, man, I don't even need Paul George tonight.
Maybe he thinks, but it's just a little strange that they're picking tonight to have the rest here for, and there's no back to back. They don't play tomorrow night. What the hell? I don't understand it. Why he's being rested tonight? I think there's other spots you could have done it than this, but it's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand it at all.
Fuck the Clippers, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. I'm pissed off because I actually laid the points with them against the Pelicans the other night, and that was horrific. I mean,
I have that feeling with the Pellies, man. That this game I stay far away though.
Yeah, that's it for the Clippers for at least the foreseeable future, at least for the short term for me. Or stay away from Clippers games for at least a few days now. I've decided to do that. All right, great stuff from everybody, Wham, Ski, and Dutch. And thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us. 262 live viewers. Hit that like button. Make sure you do it. It helps us out. We appreciate it. Of course, we've got Net Profit, College Hoops, Maxwell Smart, and Connor Mack coming up at the top of the hour, 5 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And we will be back on this show at the NBA Pub Hub with Best Bets, Dutch's Freshest Look, right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in for great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off. Using promo code PubSports, you can get the Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product and get 20% off the purchase with the promo code PubSports. And mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. We got NFL, college football, bowl season coming up, NBA, college basketball, NHL, UFC. It is one of the best times of the year, busiest times of the year for sports bettors. No better time than right now to sign up for an account at mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. All right, time for best bets. Right now to wrap up the Wednesday show. We've been a nice little run lately with these. We'll see if we can keep it going tonight. Ski, we'll start with you. What do you like for your best bet?
Yeah, it's gonna be Bucks first half minus the 5 points. I just think Charlotte has another slow start, and Bucks are up by margin at the half.
All right, Milwaukee -5 first half against Charlotte. Best bet for Ski. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man, we're going to Indiana for the freshest look, and it's gonna be Pacers. Go motherfucking blooded. Full game. Pick a -1, whatever you can get. They will handle business. They will kill that motherfucking Hawk tonight. Believe it. Good money, man.
All right, Indiana, just to win the game, -1 money line. We'll go with that against Atlanta. Freshest look for Dutch. Wham, best bet.
Best bet for me is going to be LaMelo Ball gets the double-double at plus 125, plus 143, whichever you can find out there, shop around. He's averaging just about triple-double, either come from the assists or the rebounds, but he's going to get the points. LaMelo Ball, double-double recording here at plus money.
All right, there you go. Double-double, player prop best bet, LaMelo for Wham with his best bet for Wednesday night. My best bet is let's go with a 2-pack of best bets. I'm going to switch. I don't do this often, but not one, but 2 best bets because I'm torn picking between the 2 of them, but they're clearly my favorite 2. Philadelphia +3 against Boston. I think they can win that game outright. I don't trust the Celtics. I think the Sixers game 3 for Embiid in the rotation again. There'll be more continuity, cohesion now for the Sixers tonight. So I like that +3 against Boston. And the other best bet is going to be Atlanta, Indiana over 218. It's been an over bonanza with these 2 teams head to head. And I'm going to like that over even more if Miles Turner's a no-go tonight for the Indiana Pacers. So I see points in that game. So 1 side and 1 total best bet for tonight's Wednesday NBA slate. Philly +3 against Boston. Atlanta, Indiana over 218. 2 best bets here for me tonight for the Wednesday card. All right, that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone for joining us. We appreciate it. We will be back with you tomorrow on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, once again for the NBA Pub Hub. We got the Net Profit College Hoop Show. Connor and Max coming up in just a moment for Ski Profit, Trot Wham, Dutch Boy Fresh. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Cash some tickets. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow on Thursday right here for the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like and subscribe if you've not. Share the video if you can. Also, comment below. Let us know what your best bet is. Let me know what you're smoking on. I'm going to check in on you. Y'all stay fresh. Stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.